where they get to get all this merchandise, and then if they don't sell it, they get to send it back to the publisher. When comic stores buy the comics, they bought the comics. Like, they bought them from the distributor, and there's no sending them back. It would be a joke when people say, people say, what is your comic book? Exactly, what does your comic book collection look like? I just point to the store and go, this is our comic book collection. We own everything in the store. And so the tricky part about that then is, when I was younger and doing a lot more small conventions in the middle of nowhere, I'd go to a local comic store and I'd be a little disappointed, right? Because they don't have like everything out that is out everything available that's out every Wednesday, and I would be a little disappointed. But now I get it, because you only have a certain amount of budget that you can put into the store. You only have a certain amount of money you can spend every week to buy the books, and so it's always that juggling act of knowing, okay, we know we've got 15 guys who are going to buy Batman, and so we should order a couple more for the shelf. But we also know we only have 1 or 2 guys that are going to order this one image book, and then we have all these other number ones that are coming out. We don't know. It's always a gamble. Like ultimately what you want to try to do is make money doing this, but you're always going to leave a little money on the table, because there's always going to be a customer who comes in and is looking for that one thing that in that catalog of 600 pages that maybe you didn't order. If you're lucky, they'll ask you to special order it for you. You can totally do that. You can always get it within a couple. Generally, but as a general rule, you can get it in a couple of weeks. But that's the tricky part. It is always that balancing act. I think that what we talked about with Judd at the time, the guy who owns a store out in Los Angeles. Blast.com Comics, Los Angeles is a great store, and he's a good friend of mine. He's been in retail for like 20 years. And his rule of thumb was whatever your invoice is. So we also, traditionally it's all COD. The comics come in on Wednesday or Tuesday, like Tuesdays for us, and we pay the UPS guy whatever the invoice is, right? Whatever we pay for these comics, which is about anywhere like 50 to 55% of what cover price is. So we're getting them from the wholesalers that way, right? I'm giving you the detailed information because this is how I'm assuming that you guys are really interested in owning a comic store. So we get that invoice every week, and so the rule of thumb should be, right, that invoice should be about what we can make on a Wednesday, right? And then that means that for the 6 other days that week, whatever we make is ostensibly profit. So as long as over the course of the week you're sort of making a little more than your Wednesday invoice, you're in pretty good shape. But that can change so drastically and wildly. If the DC Rebirth stuff comes out, and suddenly we have to order more of those because we know there's going to be a demand, but those will sell over the course of 1 or 2 weeks, right? But we have to put that money up right up front. So that's our invoices can change by 20 or 25 or 30% with every week. There's no way. Does that kind of bear out with your experience as well?
And the other thing is you have to pay attention to things like the Walking Dead TV show, because with the comic, if there's a new character introduced in the comic that might possibly be on the TV show, you need to get more of those, because people are going to want that. Same thing like Outcast. Angry if you don't have it. And I'm like, this is why we have our subscription list here. That's what I did with everybody with Rebirth that came in. I want Rebirth. And I'm like, I've never seen you before. I'm sorry we're out, but, here's a subscription form. Here's this. I just handed those out like candy the last 2 weeks. But it worked because people want that. It doesn't cost them anything, but it helps us. Subscriptions are really, really important because it helps you to know I can guarantee selling 20 of these. I know that. So if I get 25, it gives me 5 extra to the shelf, depending. Sometimes on books that have been out, they're on issue 25, and I have 3 people that want it. Sometimes I just get 3 because I know nobody else is going to go, oh.
Well, nobody's bought the previous 24.
Nobody's bought 24, so I'm going to pick up low because it looks interesting. Nobody's going to do that. They're going to go get the trade. So you really just have to pay attention to the trends. You have to pay attention to what's going on in pop culture. You have to pay, if a certain book gets picked up to do this, Captain America 1 went crazy, all these things. You have to pay attention to so much. So it's just kind of crazy.